Mema no washa se no da twen yenua ba ma me dankwa enti la Peggy ye checha no pay cho ho ye
Nyame adom me nua be ma Valentine ho ye pa
bia e boko de
Ewrade adom
na edwuma mu te sen
oh yes adom
bia e ko so
mu boko abino solicitors so ye ho ye pa
okay sia me nua ba nso
oh odase
ene edwuma fo ho na che
obia eto so yes ye din chia kese ema ye tiefo nyina from Abinel Solicitors, yechia obibia every Wednesday, oje asona otie.
Okay. And ye twa enu eba eden na wo na yentie na fa nchichi mu bra bisia no yen nyama bebra mo ye nti den ni titu na nda wo ede ma etiefo ne adofo.
Okay. Abinel Solicitors as the bia ye beka che etiefo no ye family law, immigration law, housing and employment law. It is a juma koina ye di hu juma teacher pa ewo ye yaswe ye ewo na anytime obia pese o mehu ye no se wanti mi amfre na pese o working in ye address no 14 Clipper Road, E15 2RJ, Stratford. Is in the center of East London. It's a near coin cry. Oh, and near coin. Oh, Freya, your mouth directions to the place. You know, it's quite easy. Say, Obibe yet here coin. Into so there, somehow now when to me, I'm free. So we'll buy your chain cry. Utimu ba at any time.
Okay.
Ye be show na ya je so first so.
Okay. You ye go so e twen hu nua bai. Me say wo ba every time you the topic fufu na ba. Na den na wo na yentio.
Okay. And then ye be kasa about ye nua mo EU for ne omo family members so. But before that, no, me pesa mini etie for ending komo emfa yenua mo sponsorship license no. Meka bibi kakra ato omasum because ya tete se nioma bi koso a enhyeda entwa yie. Enye nika fra. And say yenua mo sponsorship license no omo system bia omo de manage how to issue the COS no and na friend sponsor management system system no so obinya ho akwanya na owura system ni mo nipa no etimu issue so any COS left in that
certificate of
sponsorship no obi etimunya akwanya no rawo sponsor management system ni mo otimu issue COS no without your knowledge wa hakimu na aye very yetimunya nkofo bebra omode obi momu COS but omo de be kwakoye application no na abase is fake, which means that it wasn't issued from the direct source. But I said, this thing is going on. Yebestre at for say, yenua no more companies. Nyamia do more almost sponsorship certificates. No, they should be very vigilant. Say, obi frewo no okase. Ebia ope will login details. Manual login details. Normally what they do is say omofra from home office. Enti for login details Emma omo. Your best strategy for say any say omo Emma sa login details no equa abonting. Normally say if you can say more for frewa they will not ask you to give them your login details. Omum bisao sa ɛna ɔmo pɛ biribi afiri hɔ so a normally ɔmo communicate through emails and through writing. It's on occasionally na ɔmo ɛbɛfrɛ wo. Nti sɛ wonya kɔ obi a na obi frɛ wo na ɔka sɛ asɛm bi nti ɔfrɛ firi kɛseɛ mu nti fa wo login details ɛma na ɛmfa ma no. So insist sɛ ofiri kɛseɛ ma na ɔyɛ firi kɛseɛ mu ni ɛna ɔpɛ sɛ ɔne wo ndi nkɔmmɔ a nea ɔbɛtumi ayɛ protect wo ho ne sɛ okay, can you send it to me in writing? I cannot give it to you over the phone, but can you send it the request to me in writing? Mofa email in writing, either by email or they should write you a letter. That way, ubetini a protect you from nipa boni for ya kan omo ho asemi. Inti we kakra na me de bema ye nuama omo issue and omo ya sponsors no. One in kakra we na me de say this is what is going on, so they should be very careful. Yes, they will not ask amount for be omo fa
you want to have access to.
Yes.
All right. The apart from also, then teach you better.
Okay. And teach you know, as I said, you know, yebeka about yenyamu EU for ne omo family members no. Yenina yenimu say emre bi atwam no. Omo de deadline eba say obia wo free continent and now ye EU ni a wabɛtena kromu ha no omo di scheme bia by friend EU settlement scheme a ɛwɔ sɛ wo make application to that scheme sɛ bɛyɛ a wobɛtumi a maintain wo leave ɛwɔ kromu ha na omo the deadline ɛto so and after the deadline no omo ma akwanya say when to me and now only with family members no want to me am making that application na and I want to me amba the EU settlement scheme ne so akwanya wo ho say mo reason yenti a want to me am so na they can give you the chance to make an application again. Sa me say reasons why I want to me anye application ho asem na me bekin. This year, early this year, omo de insisen kakra eba guidance no omo de ba ye ana nienti a want to me anye sa application to the EU settlement scheme no so no omo asesemu kakra nti enna na me ne etie for pa ye bedi ho enkomo. First of all no say when to me anye application to the EU settlement scheme no before the deadline na I was so ma reasonable excuses nienti a want to me anye sa application no. There are number of things in some phobia omo jitum actually say way there omo by accept it as reasonable excuse nienti a want to me anye application to the EU settlement scheme no. Obika say na so way there ache I was say by now obia etuni ba on the scheme no so but it's if I want to say yenramu bebre wo ho a they feel say they got their indefinite into no there's no need say omo be yes application no. But enkrofo wo ho sa enkrofo e wo ho sa enti ene me de nkomo we bread for no.
Valentine, me pacho your friend Kwame. Me that's the lawyer Akamana or can ever escope for now or more about more sponsors. No. I want to make some additions and already Home Office Ashas or send the emails to most of the friends school migrants. No. My sister, a typical example. Here is the case that she's been given up to April, within which to either switch to a sponsor or where Juma announce or making a way or sign a back. And many have received a lot, and friends and sponsors will be brave or revoke ambulances. Just addition to what the lawyer is saying, friends, I have somebody within me, my family. Or no, when you have a problem, maybe Sicilian or just a Hunia or yet. If you are there, or more, you do mobile and be 9 years, and you know what the Home Office is asking them is to switch to different efforts. The sponsor will be to me our form more Juma. Won't you mean yes, friends, April, no, I also make you way back to Ghana. See, my name, senior lawyer, that is the info at the moment.
Pacha, yeah, that's a panel contribution. Thank you. Okay. And see, the Nameka, Mina Bema Valentine, Nameka say, a woman in Crophobe and to me, and yes, application, a name, Omo, a who here, Moana. A bit smooth problem, abra omo. Say, oh, a faina, oh, begesa application. In as much as one to me, no, still, omo biemu, and I say, omo aquanyano or what say obey you, but you need to give them reasonable excuse. Reasonable excuse, excess near I went to me and. And now with the reasonable excuse, no, so mobile to ma, it should be evidence. You should back it back with evidence. Evidence no more trouble. We say it should be viable. And I say evidence or more mobile to me. I verify who say evidence way there if they accept it. And I say on mobile verify with the third party. And a nipa na to say doctor's report, maybe the doctor's report, professional nipa number, or they can call to verify. Say, as a group of panels, no cray. See, with your reasonable excuse, no, and yes, I will coca assembly keke say, bia, main say ni sentiment to me. You backed it with evidence, no. Evidence, no, should be evidence that they can verify. And I'm betting me, I check who say, Omuma Nioma anasa within the guidance no Oma treachery Nioma ana situation ana bibia ebetu obi obeti imagine so said this is a reasonable excuse ana adia omo no omo betimi agia tumu say way a reasonable excuse mebo boso actually ye nuamo etifo. First, Obia Oye under Oye exempt from immigration control. Meka Obia Oye exempt from immigration control. Meka ye nuamo diplomat for no. Obi woha Oba Kromoha as a diplomat. And I say ye nuamo muje juma they came here through and maybe working for an international organization. At a point, and I say, before the deadline, and after the deadline, they were exempt. Now, omudi because of their omudi bre ewo kromhano. Either say, omuye diplomats, and that's omuye jumama international organizations. Into no, any say omunya specific leave and I stay be ewo kromha. Safo no yefa omo ye exempt nti no say mema example ti so bi ba kromo ha na oba ye no memfa so oba before the specific dates no ebi oba January 2020 mu ho baby no obewrem but oba ye no or ye diplomat ejuma no ye ninti no ni say onya immigration status bia watina ma me say last year ena on osizi say obey diplomat meka osizi a ebia ejuma na oye ne a ma ne ye diplomat no wejai say ejuma no nti say onye diplomat. However, ne family member EU national and now EU citizen as our family member one making application to the scheme member say or no by as a diplomat but ne yure anane who can EU or EU settlement scheme and after no CZ na juma say under the diplomatship no now opesa on na sitna wo kromu a eno no obetime gina ne ho kanini so I make that application no eno no omo betake as a reasonable excuse because as at the time deadline no drew you know na he was not subject to any immigration control na any say or je application bia ediba immigration na as so he was exempt in for no nyina no de so omo was a situation ni mo akwanya wo ho say omo be sign ameki application under the scheme memfa say another example so no say bia oba akola ni parents EU ni EU national na nyamiadum wanya ejuma so umbra UK to work for an international organization omodenaba oni omo ye ejuma kakra owie ejuma no deadline netrum but still a person remaining kromu ha ni family and ni parents menka ni parents ewo sa EU settlement scheme yiso a sa kola no obetime gina so the fact that no ye a worker for an international organization or ye exempt from immigration control no obetime gina that case no so I provide a reasonable excuse as ni obetime gina so as ni reasonable excuse until one make it late application no into ono so wa akwanya or the bege but uba abinal solicitor so who was that situation now by yenchenya make us no make us say and you say what prove it and now what they are to was say ebia this and this in here may make it late application no they want you to back it with evidence and no na ye bamu no ye bamu a ye betra what documents will be here their support because they want a document they can verify them for themselves. Into once moon kasebia ukosisa pay slips and kwana udia but they need extra documents which uba yenchenya yebe reveal and yebe show all these documents are ubetimudia are supported. Most of the time so yenuamo EU phone they still have the chance to bring their family members. That's the EU family permit no. Meme example and so to say obi wo hafe na neba ebaye with EU family permits. No baye no obenya ejuma obewram unsa obewram how the EU family permits neba who was 3 months to make an application. I think so.
Hello, Mr. Valentine.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Mate, lawyer, how are you?
I'm Pacho, lawyer, a child, that's not my power.
Yeah,
but me, this lawyer, sir, COS, no. Obi waha, no, Ninkat, I bet you overstay waha. But you bet by a COS, maybe a man.
Oh, COS no dear. Mostly it's for people coming in to work. However, we can yet more in country switch. To say send ya you know Bama back for or say ebi mu enni adwuma nti fikesem for atro say omumpe obi owo adwuma no you have to have a leave was say wunya leave e wo promu ha ansana what me na wo you overstay
sorry uwo mu dada wa be overstay now wa had it down COS ya ba so pese uwo had it down uwo overstay ndi said your Ghana uni krata we do wa ha uni krata muntimi nya bibi na nipa ne enya COS ni bi wa ha na onya stay
there be and no there wuntimi you have to have a leave before you can switch to that but so who obi oni krata
okay
me pato so who obi oni krata wa be overstay ya on free your numbers no you betimi aboa no akere ne kwan paso a obefa or the benya ne leave why
okay because nipa no ba for visit and wa be come ndi physical connection we betimi aye na nka wanya COS nti de me give you number na my friend why
me pato ya say
ya da sipa na juma pa o ye mai that's it
and I can see Uba Yenchaya yeah, Pacho Abidal Solicitors. Your mobile number is 078-2470-5353 078-2470-5353. Another mobile line now offer you will be near 078-7167-9235 078-7167-9235 offer you was our numbers we muswa one sabeka na yenu edin kita ho enti Mina be my Valentine na make us say yenu ama omo ye exempt from immigration control no eno so emrano chese na guidance no omo dia ba no chese a reasonable excuse to make a late application but as I said there is more to it who was our situation bia ubehunye ya you betimi aboa wona was switch from your whatever leave you have no na wako na so obi wo hasuna owo me fan say owo leave to remain dada the existing leave to remain owo leave to remain dada na bibinti sa leave to remain no I spy but onti me enya ho hwa na onti me go on that leave to remain no so obetimi I use that leave to remain na previous leave to remain no one as reasonable excuse abe make application to
Hello, Van. Good morning. But you're feminine. But you. I'm present the lawyer said, but you so the school, my friend said, what is a student this and the bio in a year. But one co school no. Na Obano so ain't the contact. I am the baby. But you Obano obetimi after kwan bi so e dey switch ono ne visa no but o say ensem ne bi wo ha ye yi no wo radio yi so a enyi wo ho nti me advice say ekwanya wo ho ma oba no but me nti mu enka e wo afidie so nti nka o frɛ me a me no bedi nkomo na maboa nipa no kwan a on faso or the be ye why but you have to obetimi aye but on
okay
why
okay yo my father no bet me the bema no
me pacho
me da si be okay bye.
Okay. Now me say obi a owo existing leave to remain dada. Me fan say owo krom ha owo asset any form of leave to remain. Na akonya ba say obe switch na obe ye settlement application ni bia eno so ewo ho. Ubetime gina saa ade no so as reasonable excuse for making late application. Mema example ni nti a eno so omo beti atumu no. Me fan say so obi ba krom ha oba as a student, yeah. Oba as a student. Oba ye no okita leave to remain. What I say? Okita leave to remain. Ena me fan say 2 years student visa. You leave a sit now or the diploma. But ni leave no answer ni leave no we after the deadline na tremuno. Aha. Ena na sebio na wofo ewo kromu ha. Na wofo ewo kromu ha. Enti no all this while so or you dependent on the parents. Aha. Or you dependent but omu ye ebi omu free continent no omu ye EU omu free EU ni mo na abetina kromu a ena omu so age omu EU settlement scheme ni bi na memfa omu ba every Ghana aba school have with 2 years student visa 2 years no so ye no na deadline no e was abofra no ombe ka omu ho EU settlement scheme no so no etwem. However no one leave dada inti because no one leave dada ninti no there was no need say obeja na ni leave no so enwuye afei na ni leave no awu inti obetimi am making application to the EU settlement scheme ako joining the parents as dependents pacho what's say you were dependents dada ewo you can't dependents you were they can be dependent on their parents. You were other dependents first no were extended family members as dependents but the EU settlement scheme ni buy no yi extended family members ni free mu inti say you share dependents na you were children who are from 0 to 20 and from 21 upwards. So ubetima ye dependents. Your parents so etimu ye dependents. But extended family members there omo free. But we may ma example say obi ewo limited leave to remain na opese on switch from ni leave no so ana ni leave no na oko EU settlement scheme ne so akwanya wo say obetimi agina sa the fact say na owo leave that wo krom ha no obetimi agina so e dey make application na omonka say we make late application.
The news, the interviews, and what have you, all packed and ready to go on your favorite radio station, Hot Digital Online.
All right,
okay. Time ne you better. Also say make existing leave to remain. I'm funny say me pe another example I made the bema etifo. To say na obi wo limited leave to remain with a partner. With a partner and now any type of limited leave to remain now wo and na sa limited leave no ewu after the deadline no. But when your opportunity say you can go on the EU settlement scheme no so as I said akwanya ewo ho so ubejina the fact say now one limited leave to remain so I make it that application with the limit of first make people are omoye exempt from immigration control, and American people with existing limited leave to remain. Some prefer when before their leave no mukitano ebewuno, they have 90 days to make an application to the EU settlement scheme, and also your time frame there. Omodia share guidance nim say bibi nti wo pese wo leave na kita o say no ewu anase we adwuma na ema wo exempt from immigration control no adwuma no we seize from that work. Now pese wo nso chakwanya wo say wo be switch to the immigration control no so sorry wo be shift to EU settlement scheme no so wo 90 days to do that. Yes. After your leave has expired, though, 90 days to do that. So in a year, genuine enkola children. Sometimes, many of them are Valentine. Enkola obi wa onim idea. Yeah, can say any enkola. Oh, how many children will listen to radio? Omunti, omo inti obi wa ni parents that ni free. Continent ni mu ena ode na aba onim say e wo say on make application kra ade say bia bibiasi na wa behu say e wo say nka oba mu wa ba say onim say EU 40 mu stay wo ha as at the time oba mu no onim say EU for stay wo etimu betna wo ha na oba is no so he had no idea so on your application no afei ebia time so or call uni almost say for prove your leave ewo from ha ebia or ko student loan bi and their koni school I was so improve afei na ni aba ho say I was so one bi because no oya akola ninti no na ona adwamas ehono omobe exempt no anasa ombe mane akwanya ana ombe gia tum say empa we die e reasonable say akola de e was any parents eneye and another example so ne say ebi wo ha parents no omo nyina babo mu but parents ne de omo hu say oh I was so many application parents no my your application but akola de mo feel say there was no need say akola no ebe make sa application no into o man nye bi ama akola no and so sa akola no na ni ba ne ho so anasa o attain the age of 18 na it was say ana o ye bibi na was so improving in labor oba ye nchen betimi aye application na man ni situation now woman they will accept it, will support it with the various documents omobaji atum say nienti a one waye late application no omobaji atum and sometimes so situations happen and sometimes yam more funny bi wo ha ensem bi atoto omunti omakoko akodi abayinsem ebi omo work in care of the local authority near the and almost omo wo no local authority for nana the people caring for them no did not feel the need and they even didn't know say everyone they assume say akla no or British mpo until there was no need say omo be make any application for them na akoba ne ho say ehun akohiya say abofra no and say e was so make sa application and so no omo be gia to say a tangible reason and a valid reason tia late application e koso ne me penina no Valentine say would your application no na one reasonable excuse tia would your late application na they will say our application is invalid. Minya obia offer say why application na application ma refusing no me share decision ni mo no They said your application is invalid because you made a late application and you did not give any valid, reasonable excuse. So no more back control. Into no and now on Casabia. Oh, after na mabusi anyway. And I my parents and my wife me EU ni or EU settlement scheme into Missumi Koyebi. There be a was so women who have been now solicitors. Na yen church documents out betting media prove say who were reasonable excuse into who ye late application. As I said, who the one who can they will not accept it. They want you to back it with evidence. And evidence no so yen na ye betting me actual near evidence bema was seminimu aye sham. Ombedi atum. Okay.
Inti lawyer Peggy and Otini Kano. The Mamma was supposed to be here in time, but traffic near here to me and we decided to help and start the show. Now to me for sustain because not time was running. And no, that was the issue. It's about 13 more minutes to the top of the hour. And the lawyer Peggy for numbers not too old. Now so we here Abinella, which we have from the directions.
Okay. Abinella solicitors, your mobile numbers no yeah. 078 24705353 078 24705353. Your mobile numbers too. The other one no see 078 71679235 078 71679235. Ye chair kwan was Stratford 14 Claypole Road E15 to RJ Udru Stratford Station. There are a lot of buses ever in our directions. Offering ya betcha kwan no kama na wabe hunye na ye no wadi nkita ho.
Alright, inti lawyer Peggy now to them so be on the camera.
Yes, ye common yet ye better. And ye wo ye nuamo ye wo ye nuamo madrimu me fancy mental and physical incapacity be wo ha na adwin no only capacity say obedien who say bia e was say me make application me fancy obia backroom ha and the person was on the old and EA regulations no so first time no but omoka say obia EU ni family members bia say ye oba wo hu kani ana wan kasa mu a wo ye ni no muni na mumra EU settlement scheme no so ebi obi wo ha during that time na adwimu kanti ana physical incapacity ebia sebi Mr. Mikan eni yare o yes visually impaired ontimi emeki sa application eno sa nyoma no esi nipa no ho kwan ebi wo ha nipa no oba akrom ha first no onyare ebi obeka ne ho kani wo ho oye EU spouse obekan ni kunu anana yere ho ena interwantawadie eba omuntem during that time nipa na yare adwimuka aba bonitimu say obeye application ebia make kwa no or mental facility bi omo hwe no during all this time ni even ni eba ni sanity aware no kra egu ni kunu ongu ni irecha kwan ongu ni kunecha kwan basese bia ne ho eba ne ho so nyame adome bia ayaresa ebefie nti ne ho to neighbor was still the person is on the old regulations on your application no sa for ni nyina so omo ho kwan say omo betimi a make application to the EU settlement scheme nti eno no wo ba sana se woni mo bisa na afei na memfa nsem ne ho aba ne ho so ese onya application no na se na adwimu abie kakra a obetimi ne ye di nkomo ye betimu aboa sa nipa no so with the required evidence or more hwehwe no ye betimu aboa nipa na ma na obtain those evidence na ye gina so e dia ye application na as I said physical incapacity so eka as visual impairments and ebua and so many adia ebe ama wo kwan eye yare a esizi wo ama wo kwan ama wa make that application so far as we can get evidence to back it no dear you betimi actually their common say you were not capable of making the application at that time and na yenu ama bia omuwo so wo busuani bia omuwo in care and omuhia support in their daily activities no ebi obi oha bibi nti yare bi anase ote hono kra de bia so obi na be support no in the daily activity no so ben obe the personal care kra ohia support sa phone ni na no omo close mo so they still open up for you say you have a reasonable excuse ubetimi ameki application no and you were almost sign wo baby serious medical condition serious medical condition just that the condition should be serious and you say be a work at the hospital 2 days na you into went to me an application it should be serious because they will need evidence a doctor will have to explain why no safoni ni na so wo now wo medical condition be a preventative and unse ye wo some medical conditions be wo ma wonti mun dream straight wonya mentally incapacity but there are other medical conditions maybe at that time because you were going through depression maybe if we can get an evidence to back it we can use it and also the person must be going through abuse last week I think some maybe domestic violence abuse maybe once more at that time and I say at the time of the deadlines no na wo partner wo didn't so to be a family member no you were in serious abuse or cripple in so many ways and unti wanya ho kwan say wo be yes application no and so akwanya ewo ho emam metache on one last thing na ye de adwumade na abawie obi wo ha ye fra bibi repeats applications me be train you know me bu wo ha omo make omo application in time application already to the EU settlement scheme deadline now omo de buy no omo follow ni pepe and omo make application unfortunately omo refuse application let's say years after or months after deadline no omo the decision number say omo refuse application obi baby say me was a situation ma can I based on it say omo refuse my application into I can make a fresh application actually omo say this is so because they refuse my application into a reasonable excuse for me to make late application but I say she said the deadline you made your application to the settlement scheme correctly valid that it was being decided by them but after the deadline and do decision abroad say you don't qualify into a refuse your application every class refuse and no their call appeal and appeal no so decision about say they didn't grant your appeal still omo refuse you ubetimi agina so say eno no so cry a reasonable excuse ana in the new guidance omo de aba no omo say no so far as omo refuse your application you cannot agina so say and know your reasonable excuse until we make it fresh application into me person for infantum adrimu say so EU settlement scheme no with the new guidance no ma yisa option if you say because yeah application no ma refuse yenti no untimi enye bi I think say no say you have made late application na no sa no na e wo se wo mehu abinel solicitors na ye be ma wo kwan a wo betimi e dia regularize will stay wo kroma because the other one has been closed okay inti ene medi yetie for ebesi ha ene I think say yan sheda enya course bebre but ye nim say omutie ye wo asopamunti no so questions be wo na montimi amfre was on the show now you can always call us mo be tima frey abra ye wie show no komo bia mo pese ye ne mundi no ye ne mo ebedi timide me numbers no betu last time na ye wie 07824705353 07824705353 and 07871679235 07871679235 meda atiefo nyina se ne moje bre na mutie ye na omo hwe ye online sinya so ye damase
okay enti lo apegi na wotene kano and ma me dan kwa situation enti no yetene ma enti o abeto aso ewie ma me dan kwa de nkomo den bebre mu ewie enti munya asotie na abena so se bibie ni a mo nkoso emfre enti lawyer wo be koyi den na wo be jetifo na ye mai so
oh ne meka cha yetifo nyan se abena ye wo ha se ye besom sompa enti no se wo any legal issues efa immigration family housing any employment mo mfra ye na ye mo am e wo kwan paso ye na mo se
okay yes you na wasi papa enti la pegi na hotel meka.
This is the place for the consistent music you've grown accustomed to. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. This is your location for